The sun came up over the Japanese Alps, painting the sky in soft pinks and golds, and casting long shadows across the quiet town below. The air was crisp, carrying the promise of a new day, and the mountains seemed to stand guard over Takayama, timeless and serene. The first rays of sunlight made the wooden houses of Takayama glow gold, their old beams and sliding doors shining with a gentle warmth. The town felt like it was waking up slowly, stretching into the morning. Here, mornings start with a calm energy, very different from the busy city life. The streets are mostly empty, except for a few early risers, and the only sounds are the distant calls of birds and the soft footsteps on stone paths. I walk to the Miyagawa morning market, a tradition that's been around for hundreds of years, right in the middle of this mountain town. The market is a living piece of history, connecting generations through daily rituals. The air was cool and smelled like river water and dirt, mixed with the faint scent of fresh vegetables and flowers. Mist drifted over the river, making everything feel a little magical, as if the town was still half asleep. Local people, mostly older women with baskets, walked with a purpose toward the market. Their faces showed quiet determination, and their steps were steady, as if this walk was as much a part of their morning as the sunrise itself. The market itself was just a simple line of tents and wooden stalls along the riverbank, blending into the landscape rather than standing out. It felt humble, yet inviting. It wasn't fancy, but it was very important. This was a place where daily life unfolded, where people came not just to buy, but to connect. For the people of Takayama, this is more than just shopping. It's a daily habit, a place to meet, and a direct link to the land. Neighbors greeted each other, sharing news and laughter, strengthening the bonds of their small community. Sellers, often the farmers themselves, showed off their produce with pride, no plastic, no fuss. Their hands, weathered from years of work, moved with practiced care as they arranged their harvest for everyone to see. The first sales started quietly, with polite talks and careful arranging of colorful vegetables. Each exchange felt personal, a small ritual repeated every morning. I was ready to look around, excited to see what made this place so special. The market was alive with stories, and I couldn't wait to discover them, one stall at a time. The market was like a living painting. Persimmons, eggplants, apples, and strawberries in amazing colors. Besides fruits and veggies, stalls offered pickles of every color, homemade miso, and grilled mitarashi dango, their smells mixing in the air. The sounds were soft greetings of "Ohayo gozaimasu," the crinkle of paper bags, and the steady sound of the river flowing. No mess, just the peaceful hum of a community working together. Each stall told a story: local crafts, hand-carved figures, and the famous Sarubobo dolls. What really stood out was how neat and clean everything was. Every spot was perfect, every display arranged with care. Sellers took pride in how they showed their goods, turning simple items into art. The market wasn't just about selling things, it was about respect for food, space, and people. Even the smallest things showed a culture that finds beauty in everyday life. It was, in every way, lovely. The real magic of Takayama's market is in its people. I watched a farmer teach a customer how to cook squash. Buying and selling here are moments of connecting with others. Sellers know their customers by name, offering good advice and friendly greetings. The market is a daily routine for locals, a place to catch up, share news, and make community ties stronger. Even tourists like me were welcomed, though there weren't many of us. Children helped at stalls, learning the value of hard work and tradition by watching. A young boy shined apples, offering samples with a shy smile, proof that these customs are passed down. The market is more than just buying and selling, it's a living classroom and a social lifeline. Here you're not just a shopper, you're part of a community. It's a heartwarming reminder that some lessons are best learned outside of school. To truly understand the market, you have to use all your senses. It's not just a place to buy food, it's a living, breathing celebration of daily life, where every moment is an invitation to explore. The market is alive with energy, drawing you in from the very first step. The air was full of the smell of flowers, fresh vegetables, and grilling dango. Fragrant bouquets mingled with the earthy aroma of root vegetables, while the sweet scent of caramelizing sugar drifted from the food stalls. Every breath brought a new layer of scent, each one more inviting than the last. Each step brought new smells, sweet, earthy, and savory. The fragrance of ripe fruit mixed with the sharpness of pickled vegetables, creating a tapestry of aromas that seemed to tell their own story. Sounds made the experience special. The snap of beans, the thud of squash, the steady chopping of pickles, and happy calls to try samples. Laughter echoed between stalls, and the rhythmic clatter of knives on cutting boards set the pace of the morning. The market was a symphony of voices, footsteps, and the music of daily commerce. Touch was important too. Rough bitter melon, smooth pears, the warmth of charcoal grills. The textures under your fingertips made the experience tangible, grounding you in the present moment. Vendors encouraged you to feel and taste, putting samples right in your hand. Their smiles and gestures welcomed you to become part of the market's rhythm, inviting you to discover new flavors and textures. I tried mitarashi dango, warm, chewy, perfectly sweet and salty. The sticky glaze clung to my fingers, and each bite was a comforting blend of tradition and delight. Sun-dried persimmon was rich and complex. Fresh apple juice tasted like biting into the fruit itself. Every taste was a surprise, a reminder of the care and patience behind each ingredient. Every taste was a direct link to the land and the season. The food reflected the changing weather, the soil, and the hands that grew it. The market offered more than food. It was an edible map of Takayama's culture. Each stall was a chapter in a story that spanned generations, connecting past and present. Each bite was a lesson in geography, tradition, and pride. The vendors shared not just their food, but their heritage, their memories, and their hopes for the future. Here, food truly tells the story of a place. In every flavor, every sound, and every smile, the market reveals the heart of the community, inviting you to savor not just the food, but the spirit of Takayama itself. To truly understand the heart of this market, I knew I had to listen to its people, the ones who fill these lanes with life and stories every day. Their voices, woven together, create the unique spirit that makes this place so special. Mrs. Sato, a mushroom seller with gentle eyes and a warm smile, shared how her family has found mushrooms in these mountains for generations. She described early mornings spent foraging with her father, learning to spot the best mushrooms hidden beneath the leaves. Each season is different, she said, and every mushroom has its story. She explained how the taste and texture change with the weather, and how each harvest brings its own surprises. Kenji, a young beekeeper, returned from Tokyo to continue his grandfather's honey business. He spoke about the challenges of modern life, but also the deep satisfaction he finds in working with nature and carrying on his family's legacy. "You can taste the mountain flowers in this honey," he told me, offering a golden sample. "That's something you can't buy in a supermarket." He believes each jar captures the essence of the land and the care of the hands that made it. An older couple explained, "We come every week. It's not just about fresh food, it's about trust and connection." They reminisced about watching their children grow up alongside the vendors, and how these relationships have lasted decades. "When you buy from Mrs. Tanaka, you know it's good," the wife added, nodding toward a familiar face behind a stall. "She remembers our favorite vegetables and always greets us by name." Even tourists, wandering through the market's colorful maze, felt how real it was. They were welcomed with open arms, invited to taste, to ask questions, to share in the experience. An Australian visitor said, "It's not a tourist trap, it's real, full of kindness." He was surprised by the genuine warmth and the eagerness of vendors to share their stories and traditions. Small acts, like a vendor giving fruit to a child or a smile exchanged over a sample, were everywhere, creating a sense of belonging for everyone who passed through. These moments revealed the market's true value: community, tradition, and simple human warmth. Here, every exchange is more than a transaction. It's a thread in the fabric of daily life. The market was more than just stalls and goods. It was a living tapestry of stories, relationships, and memories, woven together over generations. That's what made it unforgettable. A place where every voice, every gesture, and every smile became part of something greater. As the morning went on, it was clear the Asaichi is Takayama's social and cultural center. For many, it's the main reason to leave the house, a place to connect in a world that's more and more digital. The market keeps local traditions alive. Farmers grow old kinds of vegetables and use methods passed down for generations. It's a good way to do things, supporting small farms and keeping special skills alive. Children learn by doing, where food comes from, the rhythm of the seasons, and how to act in a community. For visitors, the market is a lesson in slowing down and valuing real relationships. It shows how old traditions and modern life can live together, making things better for everyone. The Asaichi is proof that a simple habit can support a whole community. As vendors packed up, a feeling of quiet happiness stayed by the river. My basket was full, but my mind was even fuller, with stories, sights, and flavors. The Asaichi isn't just a market, it's a living example of how strong local culture and community can be. Here, food is more than just something to eat. It's history, connection, and pride. The market teaches us to value freshness, conversation, and the small joys of daily life. Its charm is simple, but lasting, woven into the very fabric of Takayama. It continues because it's important, feeding both the body and the soul. As I left, the taste of sweet soy glaze stayed with me, along with thanks for this peek into real Japanese life. It was, quite simply, brilliant.